you're flying just left to right. And turn the
Adam, you've been doing a ton of flying of your quadcopter lately.
I have. The Inspire drone arrived a few weeks ago, and I've been taking it out probably 2 or 3 times a week since it arrived, and really practicing with it. Practicing both flying it, the parameters under which it can be flown safely, how close I can get to obstacles and stuff, and then really mainly how to operate it as a camera.
Right. We talked a bunch about this on the podcast, about your learning of it and your operating procedures, but we wanted to show people exactly how you go about. You don't just take the quadcopter, put it in your car, and take it out.
No.
There's a whole package.
There's a whole package, and there's a lot of people setting up their quadcopters on their knees on the ground. And the first thing that I did was I made a table. Now, what I did was, so I have a stand for it. Instead of setting up the stand here, I'll just pop it on the pool table. The table I made is out of plywood. I actually utilized a cheap table from one of those office big box stores, and I just grabbed the steel parts and the rack off of it. It was like 25 bucks. And then I put them on the underside of a plywood platform, and this side is covered with green pool table felt. By the way, I buy old pool table felt from pool table repair people. It's quite inexpensive, and it's great for lining things.
Lining tabletops, boxes, and then
I put a target here. Now, at first it was just the dot and that is the logo of a big retailer. So I decided to add the third ring. And the primary thing you want to know when you set up your copter is which direction do the propellers lock. So I put those logos there. Now,
functional.
The other problem I had, and people noted this on the video, was glare on the iPad screen. So I made these styrene iPad covers. It's got a slot for the charging cable. It allows the clamp to work on the iPad itself. The problem with these are black styrene. I made these in about 30 minutes, and we can post. I have a picture.
And they're lined.
Yeah, I lined them in black felt, which is like you can buy black self-stick felt at the hardware store. I have a picture I took of all the separate pieces, so we can post that, but they don't fold. So these don't work for me. So let's start to pull out, and basically, whenever I get a new thing, a tool or anything, I want to improve it.
You make it yours.
I want to make it mine, but I also want to improve my use of it. So as I use it, I take notes about the flow and what I want out of the flow. So I noted very quickly that I didn't just want a table for the Inspire. I needed a table that had a separate place to put all the delicate stuff, like the ND filter and the SD cards and all of that stuff. So I found, first of all, a cover. There's a million different kinds of these, but this is a Velcro-based cloth cover that clamps on and operates very nicely.
And someone makes this and sells it.
It's about 15 bucks.
Okay.
I have a couple of others coming because I like to find out who makes the one that I really like. And I have a couple of problems with this, but for the most part, that's terrific. That's like exactly the kind of thing, and folding flat is excellent. So you pull out the Inspire there, and it's wide enough so that the Inspire can't fall off the table.
So satisfying.
But you can put it out and take it out of travel mode very quickly. I must say, I do have a problem with this camera box that the gimbal comes in. It's a lovely little package, but this is what we call a living hinge.
That's going to break off.
This is not a 5-year solution.
No.
This is a 1-year solution, and this is absolutely a 5+ year device. So I may remake this in aluminum. I've been toying around with that idea. I've been using my field notes as a flight log. So every time I take a flight, I take a note of the date, the time, the duration of the flight, how many batteries I used, what frequencies I chose, what the weather conditions and wind speeds were, the people in attendance, and then general notes on how the flying went, on the things that I learned, the things that I tried.
This is not required by law.
This is not required.
You're doing the diligence.
I figured, like we said on the podcast, that at a certain point, licensure will require a certain amount of hours of flying, and I'd like to log them all. I also, in the back of this, note here's the flow, the kind of things that I like to do, checklist. Okay. Here's the other thing that I made. I made a checklist. Now, there's a lot of moving parts to this, no pun intended, and there's a lot of things you need to do it right. So checklists are something that drone enthusiasts are trading back and forth online all the time. All the forums have discussions about them. I included, what I thought were the most salient ones here. Transmitter firmware up to date, inspect device for obvious defects, batteries charged, propellers tightened and locked, ND filter, SD card, antenna up, then warn bystanders of imminent takeoff. I made a few of these.
And you actually going through each and every single one before your flight.
Absolutely, absolutely. It really makes sense if you want to do this safely to take, because before I printed this up, I was like, oh, I almost forgot the frequency. And I was about to fly on a super crowded part of the frequency spectrum where all sorts of other crap was going on.
Yeah.
And that's not awesome. And then in the end, turning it off and putting it away. I actually made a few of these, and I thought that we could, well, here's one for you.
Awesome.
I thought that we could give a couple away untested.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are not also, we'll put up the files.
Yes. It'll make it easy for you to download, print them out yourself.
Yeah.
But we have a few extra. Put a comment below, and we'll pick a random winner.
Okay, let's see. What else? There are lots of, this I haven't even shown you yet, because I wanted your reaction on camera. There are a lot of little parts. There are extra bumpers for the camera mount. There are now propeller locks, which DJI has shipped to make sure your propellers don't spin themselves off. And there's an ND filter. And it's like those little parts and bits. The case for the Inspire is good for the large parts, but little parts and bits can get lost. So I have 5 batteries, but I have 6 battery compartments. So I started by making an extra non-battery compartment that fit in the battery compartment.
It looks like a battery.
Yes. Now, this was prototype number 1.
Let's show people a battery.
This morning, I got a little more advanced with some vacuform, and this one actually opens up extra SD cards in the side there. Then ND filter is still something I have to figure out how to hold that safely. And then bumpers I actually put behind a sliding plastic door. I did this morning. And here's the propeller locks.
Okay, so let's show people a battery. And because you don't need this hood of the battery.
No, you don't. But that's
a pretty good one-to-one approximation.
Oh yeah, and it slips.
There.
Here, listen, it slips right into the battery compartment. It gives me all that extra room for small stuff. I'm just saying, DJI, if you're listening, maybe you guys want to make one of these.
Oh, you need to mark which side's the lid.
Yes, you need to say open this side.
Open that side. That's right.
Because, you do want to be able to store the tiny stuff.
Yes.
All right, so there's those. There's the chargers. I have 2 chargers because of all the batteries. I want to be able to charge them up quickly.
And to be clear, the case you're taking out of is the case that it comes in.
Yes.
Which is a pretty great travel case.
I think this case is fantastic.
It's like Iron Man's briefcase. You just set it down, put it in your car, and then deploy.
And there's all the propellers. The thing about this case that I love, like you said, this is the case you get when you buy the Inspire. It is as small as it could be. And it's soft and fits nicely in your car without scraping stuff up. But I would not check this on a plane.
Yeah.
I just don't see this holding up to the potential abuse it could get on a plane. But Jamie and I were contacted by GPC, who gave us each one of their beautiful Inspire Pelican cases. Let's see here. There we go. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is heavy duty.
It is really, really, this thing is absolutely gorgeous. I've got a couple of extra doodads in here. This thing is really, really wonderful. It holds everything. I love watching this thing go down into it. Like,
now, you have the target here, but you're never going to land it on this.
I tried.
I saw you try.
Yeah, you saw me. I got above it. It wasn't going to happen.
No, not going to happen.
I think if I wanted to land this on this, what I'd do is I'd put neodymium magnets on the feet of the Inspire. Oh, that would be so cool. So everything slots really, really nicely into this case. There's that, and
I can't forget
that,
this.
and this one goes here.
Bam.
Ta-da! The camera case. This is a little bit of that goes there. This comes in here. It's got a slot for an extra transmitter. It actually has room for all of these propellers, which I love. And extra cables and stuff. The ND filter, which is totally critical in bright daylight. You really, really need it. Is the one problematic thing. They send it in a little padded envelope, which blew away on me. Oh. So that can happen. And I found DJI's harness just a little overly complex, so I bought this one on eBay for like $5 or $6.
It's RC flyers have known. You attach your transmitter to that, so you're not wearing on your arms.
Yeah, and it's not even just wearing on your arms. Actually, when you're on this, and you've got that, you can actually free up finger strength for actually manipulating. Because I mean, you're
or
trying
if
to
you fly using the pinch method as opposed to just the thumb method.
Right. So you're toggling between follow and free, and you're tilting the camera up and down at the same point as you're moving. It's very complicated. So these are actually fantastic, and I think that is it. Yeah.
This hood also folds down.
This again. So I've just written to the guys that make this case, and I said, you need to make me an extra slot. So I can keep a hood in there, because it just has to sit there, unfortunately. Right. And this is brand new. This product has only been selling for a month now, so they're still working these things out. I'm really pleased with this. I have to say, I've taken this out to the field most of the times that I've been doing it, and it's a fantastic base of operations for keeping everything clean.
Lawn chair next.
Yes. Yeah, right, camping chair. I keep forgetting my camping chair.
Well, we'll be going on more flights with you, hopefully. I think people enjoyed it last time.
Yes.
And talking about, as you learn and as you gain experience with this and other quadcopters,
you'll get to see how the footage improves and
best practices.
Yeah, exactly.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye. Wait.
Yep.
One more thing.
Wow, at least one more thing.
At least. It's been like a week and a half since
about a
we
week and a half.
I've shot what you just saw.
Yeah.
And you've already done more.
I've been flying a lot, and so as I fly, I monitor my flow, and I kind of get to know how things are working. So the first thing I did was I made myself a field notes type flight log, in which I have both a pre-flight, post-flight, and flight checklist, and pages for logging every flight, duration, time, weather, conditions, who was there, what I did, how many batteries I used. This is just for me, I gave you guys each one, but really what I want to do is reach out to the Field Notes guys.
Get them actually produced.
Because
it's like a prototype.
Completely borrowed after Field Notes. So that was one thing.
Fits in your back pocket.
Now, then post the issue of the Inspire 1, DJI released prop locks for making sure the propellers don't spin off, and they're black, and that kind of bothered me because I'd put them on, and then I do some other stuff, and I'm like, did I put the prop locks on? It's a small thing, but I like quick visual clarity that things are as they should be. So I painted my prop locks bright yellow so that you can clearly see that they're on.
It's a little industrial power loader.
Yes. Yeah, I've actually debated whether to do bright orange or green, and yellow is really the only, especially this thing has such of industrial feel. But that's not the biggest thing I did this week. I have purchased several batteries for this so that I can fly a lot. And when I come home, charging them is 85 minutes a piece. And it's one of these sort of go in, cook dinner, come back out, plug in another battery. So I bought some extra battery chargers, and I made, ta-da, a gang charger for my Inspire batteries. Now it holds my transmitter.